Fantastic Pendejo, Siggy. Fantastic little jagoffs. That's my biological. These are my other two stepkids and shit. Keep accumulating stepkids, man. These motherfuckers, god damn, they come up and show up. So, Regal update. It's ever a wonder when you go on ahead and you start embarking on things. Let me get to this. So, what's supposed to be in these doors are 5 1/4. To my discovery, there's an infinity cap in here, and I'm like, yeah, that is not a 5 1/4. Fuck out of here. For those of you that are looking at it, they're like, well, you know, you could be wrong. So 5 1/4s have a really weird shape to it. They are not perfectly round. They have a really odd shape. If you look up 5 1/4 on the internet, you'll understand what I'm talking about. So that was one. That was the first discovery instantly when we removed the door panel. I can't stress this enough on how carefully we went on ahead and didn't break anything in here to try to get this fucker off. To our surprise, my sons came out. Here, we had to remove the weather strip and it pulled up. I'm going to have to massage all of that back in there. So, where we're at currently right now, door panel's off and made that discovery. So, I almost forgot that this Fosgate amp, take the door panel out. Okay, so the monoblock does come with its own volume controller bass knob. So I'm like, shit, before I forget. So the last thing I wanted to do was to be typical and go, brrr. So what we opted to do, and I talked it over, give me a second. I talked it over with my son, came up with an idea, and he bit. Biological son. Stepkids were at home jagging off.
What are you gonna do?
So that's what we ended up doing. Let me see if it won't blur right into the plastic. So that knob is removable. I do have the original Rockford Fosgate knob, the actual little knob that goes up on top. It is black. I just so happen to have extra bass knobs. So my buddy of mine came over and he was like, hey, I got some extra bass knobs here. Just take them apart, whatever the case may be. So I was fortunate enough. So I grabbed the bass knob, put it on there, and I'm like, hey, this fucker actually looks really good. So center console for the most part is done. We tucked the shit out. It is going to be a little difficult to see. You can only see it just a little bit right in here. The rest of it is tucked. It goes in the back, down, and into this channel here. So, should you guys ever come across people who do this and they're reneging on doing it, it's a lot of work. Do keep in mind that someone who does this professionally has 8 hours in the day to dedicate to your vehicle. They may tell you, give me a couple of days. Hey, give me 3 days. Because, again, we come across unknown factors. This is a really good case in point. Because the Kappa was in there, they ended up cutting the actual harness that was there for the factory speaker. We're running fresh wiring. I was going to cover my ass. I've got a spool of 500 feet, so I'm not worried about it. But it's things that installers or you do-it-yourselfers keep in mind. These vehicles are used. You don't know who's been in here before. He had an issue with where the radio was at, and he had something wedged right around here, a piece of paper. Couldn't figure out. All the retaining clips were in the bezel. Come to find out, whoever was in there last only put, I believe, one fucking screw, so the radio was bouncing around. So, but yeah, we're coming to our discovery. Can you put a 6.5 in there? He did. Somebody did. What they ended up doing was honing that out. They actually cut it out, and you'll see the new screws. 1, 2, 3. Fourth one wasn't there because it hung out. Can you use 3? Yeah. Is it preferred 4? Yes. Can you get away with 3? Yes. So the other thing is this. I'm gonna bring you over to the light and show you. That blemish. That blemish, I'll show you where it's coming from. It's coming from here. So when he put the 6.5 in there, he didn't account for this little ring that's in here. Okay? So I did not take the measurement of this. He does have 5.25 that are going to go back into the door, so this is going to clear it. However, should you embark, like what we're embarking for the red Regal, is putting 6.5s in the doors to try to keep up with the rear 6x9s. Okay? So I already knew I was going to go on ahead and possibly shave that. What I wanted to know is, can I get away with a 6.5? Junkyard door panel that we took apart. Even took the grill off. Upon my discovery, when I reinstalled it and took a look at it, yeah, it's a close call, but this will fit with that modification that you saw. Will I make a video on it? Don't know, possibly. But that's the update on where we're at so far. Most of the wires are getting there. They have not been permanently ran. There is a spot right in that corner over there. You're gonna have to peel you're gonna have to take that out and peel this back, and you'll see a wire loom traveling up inside. I know the owner of the car is gonna get bitchy over here smoking around his car. So again, just an update. So I've only got a couple of hours versus, again, you know, somebody may, oh, if I can take it too long. Yeah, I'm gonna take my time. I'm gonna do things right and be one and done.